Where did everybody go? Zombies? Rapture? One big surprise party? Off the planet? For whatever reason, you are the last human on Earth. So, what do? Eat like a king? Move into Buckingham Palace? Drive fast? Blow things up? Be naked all the time? Or would you pretend you weren't alone? How long would you last? This is what if. And here's how you can survive as the last person on Earth. So you wake up one day and find you're the only person left in the world. Kinda cool, right? No obligations, no rules, no limits. Go nuts. Step 1, enjoy the good things while you can. Go for the exotic fruits first. If your mangoes and bananas are imported from overseas, chances are they'll be hard to come by. So eat them while you can and enjoy every last bite. Step 2, find a secure source of fuel. You might think that with no one stopping you, you could go anywhere, but not so fast. Your new world is a giant parking lot, and every vehicle is yours for the taking. But there's a catch. All those abandoned cars, boats, and planes you see lying around have a rapidly ticking expiration date. Standard gasoline begins to degrade in just 3 to 6 months. Diesel lasts a bit longer, maybe a year. You could use fuel stabilizers to stretch that to 2 or 3 years, but eventually, your motorized joyrides will end. Your world will shrink to the distance you can travel on foot or by bicycle. So, choose your long-term base camp wisely, which brings us to step 3, find a place to live. With water and food being constant challenges, shelter is the one resource you'll have in overwhelming abundance. You literally have a world of homes to choose from cozy cabins to sprawling mansions. But be careful where you settle down. Big cities might seem appealing with their consolidated resources, but they're concrete death traps. Without maintenance, infrastructure will fail. Bridges will weaken, gas lines could rupture, and skyscrapers will start shedding glass and steel. A quiet, defensible spot in the suburbs or countryside, near a reliable water source, is a much safer bet for the long haul. While the city might seem like a treasure trove of resources, it's a ticking time bomb. Nature's elements, relentless rain, invasive frost, and baking heat, will immediately begin their assault. Within years, rot and aggressive mold will colonize every damp surface, making the air toxic. Below ground, subway tunnels will flood, destabilizing the very foundations of the skyscrapers above. Vegetation will not just crack through concrete, it will tear buildings apart from the inside out, shattering glass and turning once mighty structures into vertical forests. But the most immediate threat is fire. All it takes is one bolt of lightning striking a dry, decaying building to start a citywide inferno. With no one to maintain them, gas lines could leak, creating invisible pockets of explosive gas. A single spark could trigger a chain reaction of destruction, and you can't call the fire department. The concrete canyons that once defined the skyline will become death traps, channeling superheated air and smoke. So, your best bet is to run for the hills. Step 4. Get yourself some protection. But even the country isn't a guaranteed paradise. It comes with its own set of dangers. First of all, there are predators you'd need to defend against. With their primary food sources gone, hungry animals will become bolder. Packs of wild dogs, opportunistic feral cats, and bears reclaiming their territory will see you as either a threat or a meal. You'd have to learn their behaviors, secure your shelter, and never let your guard down. But you'd only have to worry about them as long as you could still breathe. There are more than 400 nuclear power plants in the world. And once their automated safety systems began to fail without human supervision, there would be meltdowns across the planet, rendering many regions simply uninhabitable. Step 5, find some food. In terms of food, the city would be your best bet. Step 5, your long-term food strategy. Initially, the city seems like an unbeatable choice. Supermarkets are treasure troves, holding enough canned and frozen food to last a single person for decades. But there's a catch. Without electricity, all that frozen food, pizzas, ice cream, vegetables, will spoil within days, creating a monumental mess and a huge loss of resources. So you'd focus on the non-perishables, canned goods, dried pasta, rice, and grains. An incredible bounty, but it's also heavy, difficult to transport, and ultimately, finite. Every can you open is one that can't be replaced. Out in the country, the situation is reversed. Existing crops and livestock would quickly dwindle without constant care and protection from newly emboldened predators. But the potential for renewable food is all around you. If a natural diet is more your style, you'd have to master the old ways. Ammunition for firearms would be a precious, non-renewable resource, making skills like archery, trapping, and fishing absolutely essential for survival. You could also cultivate your own vegetable garden, a truly sustainable food source. But a successful garden demands one thing you might not have in abundance, which brings us to our next critical challenge. Step 6, it's all about the water. Water pumping stations and treatment works would shut down, and the fresh water kept in reservoirs would go stale quite quickly. You could rely on bottled water, and you'd probably have thousands of liters to go through. But eventually you'd have to learn how to purify your own. Step 7, start learning. You'd have to teach yourself a lot of things. But lucky for you, you've got a lot of time on your hands and millions of books out there with all the information you'd need to survive effectively on your own. So, while it might be hard at first, you could technically survive as the last human on Earth. But would you really want to? Humans evolved together as social creatures in order to survive. We joined forces against hunger and harsh weather, and built families and communities to share stories, empathize, and keep each other happy and healthy. Human contact has been scientifically proven to build trust and reduce stress. So while it's apt to cramp your style, be glad it's a small world. We need each other more than you think.